Monday, Monday, bum, 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 bitty. Hey, did you watch that Tyson fight on Friday? I wish I hadn't. In fact, I didn't even watch it Friday. It was buffering on me, and I had Elon Musk over to the house to look at my satellite coming in from the sky. Um, I don't think it was my internet because I heard many people had the same problems. I tried to watch the fight, watched the first two and the start of the third, and then had all kinds of buffering issues. I'm like, I'm calling it a night. And lady, of course, she was next to me already sawing Z's while I'm trying to keep her awake for the Tyson fight. Wake me up when it starts. So I watched it the following morning and I was a little sad. It didn't look like Mike and the expressions on his face, the way he was acting, during the walk up. I don't know. You tell me, what do you think of that fight? Was there anything fishy? Number one, I've heard all kinds of conspiracies that the fight was just staged. It was rigged. It was, like an act. Um, if anything, I thought that Jake Paul was taking it easy on Mike Tyson, even though I was hoping as much as anyone that Mike was going to put a beating on him. Did not happen, but what did happen is today we are up $24,616 at this moment. So it's nice to see a little green action happening. I'm still waiting on my whiskey on the TMF, which is a um, bull on the TLD, and then way down on my whiskey on Soxel, which is a bull on semiconductors, both of which, though, have recovered some ground from how far I was down on Friday. Our metals options are all doing very well. COPEX calls for 12.20, 10 contracts up 850, and GDX $34 calls at 30 contracts there up 31.89, and our SLV leaps that go out to January 16th, 2026, they're up 35 hundo. AGQ, that one is doing very nice for us because we've only been in that a few days and we're at $8,730 to the north. UCO working out as well. That is a 2 times bull on oil. Or is that 3 times? 2, 3, whatever. I have nothing new to show you on the spreadsheet. In fact, I don't even have the spreadsheet open, but I just wanted to check in, give you an update. I want to take a look at the charts just to see what my blurry eyes are seeing. I do have stops on everything except TMF. I'm still, God, it's just, this one has to be bottoming. Please tell me. I do have aggressive stop currently on Soxel. I moved it up. I think I told you I was at like 26.42 on Friday, and it came within like 2 cents of um, being stopped out. And then since then, when we had this nice move up today, I have moved my stop to $27. So I may get stopped out and not catch what I hope Soxel is going to be doing. I mean, the big wind beneath its wings, and also possibly the biggest headwinds, could be and will be, I should say, on Wednesday, right after the sessions close. NVIDIA will be reporting earnings, and that's always a volatile event. So I'm going to try to for sure hang on to Soxel. I may change my mind on the 27 strike stop loss before now and then. And then I'll have a tight rein on it after hours, just after trading on Wednesday. So I could trade that 24 hours, right? Soxel. Yeah, 24-hour market right there on the Soxel. So I'd be able to get out if things went awry. It's that, which is also unpredictable because I've watched live NVIDIA earnings before and I've watched them spike right up and then come fast down, or they they fall out of bed and then immediately turn around and then make all-time highs. So you can easily be head faked when it comes to the volatility of Nvidia, and then you add some leverage with the Soxel position, and then that can cause your butt to stink quickly or for you to run out and buy a new Corvette. So, speaking of which, silver has done very nice. It's reacted very good in this B wave, what I'm calling a B wave. If this continues, there's my voice. Sound like Kermit the Frog. Oh, the, to invalidate the idea that this is an ABC would be I would think if this just thing kept extending and running to like 33, we'll just call it 3350 and above, then we have to recount everything in that, because that would likely be a wave 3 of 3 that it is going into. Little side note track there. So but let's move this over. Let's move it over to put it more in line with what is actually going on right now as far as the timetables. Come on. Oh boy, you're doing it live again. Let's move this over here. Okay. Searching for 32 plus is definitely on my mind as far as this B wave is concerned. 32 plus with 35 on the board. So it's making its way. It is A, B, C. Should be a 3-wave move. We'd have to pull out the fibs to see, because this could just be 1, 2, and still working on 3. 3, 3, 3. 1, or was that 1? I don't know. I'll measure the fibs later. Let's go over to GDX. That's another one of our current positions. We have the kind of short dated options as far as the calls are concerned. Look at that gap up this morning. Hello. That looks absolutely beautiful. So it has definitely come off of its high of the day, but I expect it to continue north at this moment. It can invalidate, and certainly would hope it doesn't try to fill this gap anytime soon. I expect it to continue going north after this consolidation that is taking place in a pretty reasonable manner right there. I'm hoping for get this thing moving, confirm that that's the path, would then be to take out today's high. And again, it may not happen today. It could happen overnight. It could happen in the futures. It could happen before the open tomorrow. It could happen tomorrow. But the next move would be to take out that 37.27 to confirm we're not going to see any monkey business down here. TLT, got our TMF trade based on it. I talked about this on Friday. I wanted to see that down trend line, that recent down trend line taken out, because it bumped its head on it several times and it did take it out today, but can it hold it? Can it hold it through the close? That's what we want to see, to think that maybe, just maybe, we're on our way to taking out the 93. That's the current game plan. That's what's in my mind, that we're taking that out. Not only taking out 93, but probably blowing all the way up to 95 plus. That's the idea. What's next? SMH. SMH, this is what the Soxhole trade is based on. And you can see we've been following this trend channel. It's been trading within for a while, and then we did break under. We didn't get there Friday, did we? Yeah, we did get there Friday. So we've been under that trend line on the bottom side, but can we finish today above? My money's on. Yes, let's do it. So I'm still hanging on there. Got a fairly tight leash on it at the very moment with Soxhole 27. I'll be stopped out at this very time unless I change it. Here's what I got currently. We're going back to that last round where I had the 5 on the board and then I changed it to a 3, thinking we are going for 5. I have rethought the structure, as they call it, and I think we did the 5 up and now we got an ABC correction and we are in. I know we're green for the day, but I would expect this to come down definitely into the 87,000 and lower range, probably as soon as overnight. And again, don't ever follow anything I say on Bitcoin, because all I like to do with the Bitcoin is lose the money. BitO, BitX, all these things I've chosen to lose money in with regard to Bitcoin. Now, I'm still a friend of Bitcoin. I still like Bitcoin. I still will continue to try to learn how to chart Bitcoin, but it reminds me a bit of when I've tried to chart. Like, the reason I'll show you TLT instead of TMF is it's very difficult for me to chart those leveraged funds like TMF, AGQ, UCO, etc. So that's why I'll use more of the standard ETFs to track those. And Bitcoin gives me those same feelings where you really got to be thinking that maybe it's always a wave ahead of you. And I thought I was a wave behind previously, but I had actually, I think, called that directional move almost spot on if you were watching. But then I got euphoric, which is what goes on in bull markets, and I'm like, that's only a 3, so I changed it to a 3. And then and it came down in what would definitely look like a 4. And then I got but I got what day did I get stopped out? Was that Thursday? Stopped out in this move right here. Whoop. Otherwise I would have made money right up to here. I'd still be holding all of that. So I'd be like, hey, if I get my count back together, if that's really what's going on next, then I would be able to have sold that at a nice profit instead of having been stopped out at a nice healthy a loss. What else is up here? Oh, we already looked at that SMH, right? We want that to finish above that lower band trend line. Another thing I was looking at right before you and I decided to talk was stockcharts.com. I'm trying a free trial over there just to see if there's, I've looked at bar chart. I like bar chart, but I've like some of the YouTube videos. I noticed guys use stock charts, and I want to try it out just to see, because my computer does not like TradingView. Now my plan is to get an upgrade on computer hardware very soon, but at the moment I'm still working with what we have here. So I'm going to check out the stock charts and give it a whirl and see if it's fun to use and easier and maybe more cooperative with my Mac. So what are we looking like? Looks like we've lost a few bucks since what was the high of the day? 2487. Love to see that and above before close today. And did I mention oil? Yeah, I mentioned oil, didn't I? So that's been a very short trade as well. And we're up 32.91 on the UCO. And I'm pretty sure I got to stop at like, is it 20? I think it must be 25.51. I like to use numbers just for my own mental purposes. So I'm sure by looking at my average cost, why I've got 25.51 as my stop. Yeah, 25.51. So I'm hoping we don't see that, and just thing finally makes its way up to where I think it will be going. But it could also just be another head fake and false alarm from a little bit of volatility added by Biden allowing Ukraine to fire our missiles into the Soviet Union. Are they still called that? Why don't I know? Are they just back to being called Russia? I think they are. I think they're just back to being Russia. All right, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a lovable friend if you watched my Packers take down the Bears 2019. The Packers played horribly. Bears played well, and the Packers still won on a blocked field goal as time expired. I wish I would have had video on me and Lady. We were like doing, jumping chest bumps and high fives and all kinds of good stuff after that victory, because most of our friends, guess what? They're Bears fans because of where we live here in the region, Northwest Indiana, the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana. Most of our friends are Bears fans, so we always we always like to beat those Bears because the Bear fans are just, they make my butt stink, except for the ones that are my friends. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 and I'll see you in the next video.